Hello, this is a very quick and an informal overlook of the Jellycomb dual mode connectivity wireless mouse. This is the model MS039. I purchased this for about $17.99 USD on Amazon on June of 2020. I got about a 10% off coupon, so that would come to about $16.19 before tax was added. I noticed there weren't very many reviews at the time of purchase, so I figured I would do my part and do a little bit of review to give people a better understanding of what they're looking at to purchase. The box that the mouse comes in looks a little bit like this. Comes in some bubble wrap with the actual mouse, and then it comes with a user manual. User manual is fairly easy to understand and read. The package does not include a battery, however. This takes a AA battery, single one. I've only been using for about a day, so I can't comment on longevity of the mouse or if some other issue presents itself later on, but overall, these are my first impressions. As for the feel of the mouse, the mouse's center of mass feels directly epicenter. If I put it upside down and rotate it, you can kind of see it just rotates about its center. So very even weighted. Weighs about 85 grams on its own. Adding the battery is going to add a little bit more weight. It is about 4.78 inches long, 2.63 inches wide, and about 1.56 inches tall. If you're looking at metric, that's going to be about 12.14 centimeters, 6.68 centimeters wide, and 3.96 centimeters tall. The mouse's shape is nearly symmetrical, but it's actually very slightly oriented for a right hand, but it's hardly noticeable. I would say the shape of the mouse is most suitable for the palm grip, but because the shape is symmetrical, it's also well suited for the claw and even the fingertip grip if you don't mind the design. As for the actual material, the side of your mouse is your typical hard plastic. It feels solid without being too heavy or cumbersome. The top of the mouse and the buttons and the arch here, it has a rubberized feel that feels very nice. If I actually tap the mouse, you might be able to get an idea. So hopefully that can give you somewhat of an idea of what the material is like. As for the side, I would have preferred a little extra grip other than the plastic, as it can be a little bit slippery at times, but otherwise it works just fine. As for the buttons, the mouse 1 and 2 buttons are virtually silent. They're very easy to press. You shouldn't press them accidentally, though, unless you have like very heavy fingers you would like to rest on the buttons or something like that. The mouse wheel has a very nice rubberized texture. It's relatively easy to scroll and click. I have no problems with gripping the wheel. Rotating and the wheel and the middle click is audible compared to the mouse buttons, but it's still relatively quiet. I just wish the actual individual clicks between each rotation felt a little bit more solid and tactile. There's a slight feeling of softness to the scroll that the wheel can be stuck in between 2 clicks if you're going really slowly, but it functions perfectly otherwise. The side buttons here, forward and back buttons, they click distinctly loudly, more so than your average mouse. Otherwise, they're fine to use and they function perfectly. I would have preferred a small studded texture or something like that on one of the buttons to differentiate them, but once your thumb is actually on the mouse, you can just sort of easily tell which one is which. All of the buttons have almost no wiggle or travel, as you can sometimes feel on some mice. Pretty much once you push the button down, it passes the actuation point and clicks fully. So you just get a solid click once you push them down. Very nice feeling. So as for the actual mouse itself, the back of the mouse you can push down and pull back. It will remove the housing, and you can find your battery compartment for the single AA battery, which is once again not included, and there is your 2.4 gigahertz wireless dongle that slides out. It feels very secure. And this mouse also does have Bluetooth connectivity, which is, if I can snap this back on here, there we go, which is managed through this small button right here. It You will connect the Bluetooth device for pairing mode by just holding that button down for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then it will enter pairing mode. Otherwise, you can switch between two devices just by tapping on it, and I'll get to the connectivity here later. On the bottom of the mice, there is a DPI button. The DPI button is a little soft and hard to push, but it can be set between 1000, 1600, and 2400 DPI, and then you have your optical sensor right here, which functions very well on many different surfaces, and your on and off toggle. So moving on, so once you actually power on the mouse, and I will do this right now, not too hard to click, just your standard click, and the mouse will go ahead and turn on. So you can click it once. Green means it's in 2.4 gigahertz wireless mode, meaning it's communicating with the dongle. Blue means it is pairing with Bluetooth. Pairing is actually very quick. So once the mouse is actually paired, and I have it paired here on my laptop, which I'm using to record, I am using the Lenovo Flex 5, the new one, it's 2020. It pairs within less than 3 seconds in Bluetooth mode. If your laptop is already on and booted, it will pair in about half of a second. That's even just switching the mouse from off to on. So pretty much you switch it on, and about half a second it's connected. Switching between the two connections, switching to 2.4 gigahertz from the Bluetooth connects almost instantly. If you're moving the mouse and connect it, there is almost no dropout. If you switch from 2.4 gigahertz to the Bluetooth, once again it takes about half a second to pair. As for the power of the mouse, supposedly it lasts for many hours. I don't know the exact qualitative number that they stated, but after about a minute it seems to enter a low power mode, and it won't move the mouse until you click, and once again with the Bluetooth it takes about half a second to repair, and it's right back on tracking the mouse. As for the actual tracking, it seems to have a liftoff about, I would say, 2 CD thickness widths stacked on top of each other before it starts to lose tracking. So if you're trying to do this, you only need about 2 CD heights worth. The optical tracking feels relatively smooth for 125 hertz polling rate, and that polling rate's both for the 2.4 gigahertz and the Bluetooth. It works well on a variety of difficult surfaces, fabrics, paper, wood, you name it. And the mouse has the sliders, which allowed it to glide very easily compared to a couple of other mice I've felt. The 10-meter transmission distance that they've quoted seems very accurate. I've tested it, walked about 10 meters away, no issues whatsoever with it communicating Bluetooth or the dongle, although you might have, your mileage might vary depending on the radio interference where you are. So once again, if you're looking for a solid mouse that's larger and just comfortable for everyday tasks, the Jellycomb MS039 will likely suit your needs. If you're like a heavy gamer or need some more advanced features, this mouse lacks more features such as higher polling rate or programmable buttons. Otherwise, with the solid feel, the connectivity, and the tracking, the mouse provides a very pleasant functional experience for the price point. And once again, just to give you an idea of what the mouse sounds like, alright, hopefully that'll give you an idea of what the material is like. Bottom is also plastic, and maybe you get a little ASMR out of it at the end there. I don't know, but I hope this has been of some help to you, and it helps you make a more informed purchase, as mice can be quite difficult to buy. Alright, hope this helps you.